Old boy is dead after a Senatobia, Mississippi police officer opened fire on a car in a Walmart parking lot. The family hired one of the nation's most prominent civil rights attorneys to fight for justice. The baby, Cohen Wiley, was in that car. They fired anyway. Attorney Ben Crump's law firm released video today of Cohen's mother detailing what happened.
Me, my son, and another friend of mine was at Walmart. As we was leaving out the Walmart, they tried to stop her, but I kept walking because it had nothing to do with me. By the time me and my baby got in the car, she came, and then when we was backing up, they was running out the come. I raised my baby up because they withdrew their gun. She had no tent. I raised my baby up trying to show them that he was in the car. So she was backing up and she hit a car as I was opening the door, so the door flew back in. By the time I sat my baby down, it was like 3 to 4 shots. One of the shots hit him in his rib cage, and the other shots hit her in her arm and her thigh. And we left and went to Senatobia hospital, where he was pronounced dead at the scene.
A difficult story. Memphis civil rights attorney Van Turner joins us now. He is co-counsel alongside Ben Crump. Mr. Turner, thank you for being here and welcome.
Thank you very much.
That video, walk us through what the family says happened in that Walmart parking lot on Sunday, and what else does the family want people to know? I mean, we just heard from the mother, but can you give us more details?
Yeah, I mean, one of the most important details that she brought out was that the windows were not tinted. And so the officers could clearly see through the windshield, through the window, that she was holding up her child, almost begging, please don't shoot. I have a 1-year-old child that I'm holding up. She's begging for his life. And the first bullet kills him. And so, you know, obviously they get to the car, officers rush, and this is when she holds the baby up. And I believe that she attempts to get out the car based on what she stated, which indicates that she wanted to get out, surrender, didn't want any shots fired, was trying to protect her baby. But the force of the car pulling away from the officers pulled her back in the car, and the first shot through the passenger side window goes through the rib cage of our 1-year-old child and kills him. And then as they're pulling off, 3 more shots come in through the passenger side window. And so that indicates that they're going away from the officer. None of the shots are direct, none of the shots are at the driver. All of this is on the left, on the right passenger side of the vehicle. And so the family wants transparency. They want all video footage to be released by Walmart and by those officers who did have body cams on. And they want a transparent, honest, and thorough investigation by the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation. That's what they're asking for, and that's what we should all be asking for.
Well, Mr. Turner, the state says the driver drove toward the officers, not away, nearly hitting one of the police officers. The family disputes that and disputes that even a shoplifting took place on Sunday. A witness says she saw the 2 women leave the store, one carrying a box of diapers, one holding baby Cohen. What does the evidence show at this point?
Well, obviously we need a full account of the video footage. No one has seen the entire video, and so it's hard to say what exactly occurred at this point without having the video footage released. Obviously, we know that the officers are going to argue that these individuals were attempting to run them over and use the vehicle as a weapon. But if you look at the trajectory of the bullet shots, everything is to the passenger side. That indicates that they were trying to go away from the officer and not run the officer over. And that's what the mother has stated, and I think that needs to be something that is taken into account. Obviously, we haven't seen the full video footage, and when we see that, we'll know more.
What legal action specifically are you and Ben Crump pursuing for the family? Is it a civil case, criminal referral, or both?
Well, obviously, it would be both. I mean, if this officer has violated the rules and protocols, procedures of the San Antonio Police Department and the laws of the state of Mississippi and the county of DeSoto, then he needs to be held accountable. He needs to be prosecuted, and justice needs to prevail. And obviously, the civil aspect of the case may occur later on down the road, but right now we need a transparent investigation. If there is malfeasance by this officer, he needs to be charged and held accountable. And then we'll see what happens on down the road. And y'all have reported on these kinds of cases a lot, unfortunately.
Right.
There's no amount of money that can bring this child back. This is a 1-year-old child. Mm-hmm. And so I don't care what kind of money or that may or may not be involved in this case. I think the mother just wants her baby boy back, mm-hmm. and that's impossible at this point.
Right.
And of course, this happened in Senatobia, the seat of Tate County, Mississippi, not DeSoto, but the officer has been placed on administrative leave. He has not been identified at this point. Is that acceptable to the family at this point, and what are they demanding in terms of transparency and accountability?
Correct. DeSoto, Tate County, the officer needs to be identified, and the officer needs to be treated like any other person would be treated at this stage who's fired a shot knowing that a child was on the other end of that shot and ended up killing that child. So take away this being an officer, what would happen? I mean, in this instance, that needs to happen. And so being placed on administrative leave is something that has occurred right now. I don't know if it's justified to allow that officer to stay on leave. But again, we'll have to see when the video footage comes out, and we'll be able to determine more at that time.
I know a few moments ago you said that you hadn't seen all of the video, but there's dash cam, body cam, and Walmart surveillance video. Have you seen any of it at all?
No, there's a social media post in which you see the car speeding off, and I'm sure that's out there and that's in the social media world now. That's the only video that anyone has seen at this point. We do know that Walmart has video footage, and we do know that the officers have body cam footage, and so we're demanding that those pieces of that footage be released.
What kind of time frame are you talking about here for that release, do you think?
I mean, it can happen right now. There's no need to delay.
Well, this is not the first time the Senatobia police have made national headlines involving a child. In 2023, officers put a 10-year-old boy in a police car and took him to the station for urinating in a parking lot. Do you see this as a pattern for this department?
That's something that has to be looked at. Certainly, that case indicates that there perhaps needs to be additional training, additional sensitivity training. What are the procedures and policies for treating juveniles? In this instance, is it appropriate to shoot in a vehicle knowing that there's a child in that vehicle? And also, if there was a shoplifting allegation, is that a violent enough crime to brandish a weapon and fire a weapon? It wasn't an armed robbery. We're not talking about shots ringing. No one indicated that these individuals had weapons. And so, to fire that weapon into that car, and just put yourself in this mind. She's holding up the baby saying, please don't shoot. And you shoot anyway. So, where's the training? Where are the rules? Is that something that should have occurred following police procedures in Senatobia, police procedures for Tate County and for the state of Mississippi? So we'll see.
Well, unfortunately, we're out of time. We have a lot more questions we'd like to ask, but hopefully we can get you back and discuss this more at a later date. But again, we will be following, of course, continue to follow the story and the investigation led by NBI. Van Turner, co-counsel for the family of Cohen Wiley. Thank you so much for joining us today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.